What is up? It's your boy Aing here, bringing to you guys a brand new freaking video, man. So look, listen, today we got an exciting one. Today we got an informative one. We're gonna be talking about the transmission on my 2021 Toyota Tacoma. So when talking about the Toyota Tacoma, there's a few points that come up over and over and over and over and over again, which is the engine doesn't have enough power or the transmission is a gear hunting freak. Now, since it's a beautiful day, I'm assuming there's gonna be plenty of planes flying. So let's go inside the truck and we'll go from there. Alrighty, so before we get this show on the road, please leave an early like, a comment, and a subscription because I'm about to drop some knowledge. So without further ado, let's get this show on the road. We're gonna take a quick cruise around town. I'm gonna talk to you guys about 3 major things that I feel like are important in this Tacoma, that are important when you talk about the transmission. Now, I've had 2 2019s. One was an SR5, the other was a SR, and then I had a 2020 TRD Sport, and then I had this one, the 21 SR5. Being that I've had all 4 of these trucks, the transmissions in each were the same but felt different, if that makes any sense. So the first 2 trucks were not there, if that makes any sense, because at the time I was very young. It was my first truck and my first vehicle, so it was like a Lamborghini, I guess you could say. It was perfect. The shifting was on par with that of a Bugatti. I guess the saying, ignorance is bliss, was what I was going through. Getting into the YouTube world with the 2020, I found out there was some problems, and they were definitely very evident. You know, then I ended up going with a lift kit, bigger tires, and it just became very, very more pronounced. Now, I'm gonna compare this with the Sport towards the end of the video, but first, let's talk about this truck. The first thing that I noticed, right, in this truck was the responsiveness. The responsiveness of getting off the line. It feels very responsive, it feels quick, it feels on point. This truck only has 2,900 miles on it, so it may very well be that it's just brand new, and later down the line, maybe it will give me issues. As of right now, none, 0, zip, nothing. I'm gonna show you guys a little bit of footage here. When I put my foot down, it doesn't take very much for it to get up and go. And that's what I'm very excited about. With previous trucks that I've owned, it definitely was lacking. It felt very slow and kind of delayed. But you know, at the time there was an update, and this does have the most up-to-date, you know, software, transmission software, whatever you want to call it. And maybe it's just like a placebo, but it definitely feels better. All right, so I'm no foot on the gas. We're gonna put a foot down at 45. It just gets up and it does what it needs to do. I feel bad right now, right, that we have so little miles on it and I'm putting the foot down on it like that. But just to show you guys, like, it definitely feels a lot more responsive, and I wanna make this to have it for later, because what if later it's not the same way? Like, what if later it doesn't feel this way, right? So we'll go ahead and we'll go down a little bit lower. We don't have nobody coming up behind us. So around 40. And that's like a more mild acceleration, but you get what I'm trying to say. And that's what I really like. I'm happy that now when I put my foot down, it's there. The power is there. The power's always been there, but the delivery of the power is now more responsive, it's more immediate, and it doesn't downshift, upshift, and then downshift again. It knows what it's doing. It feels like it's more one with the engine. It feels like now they kind of meet a little bit better, and they definitely work a lot better together. So thank you, Toyota. Maybe again, just a placebo. Number 2. The number 2 thing that I want to talk about is gear hunting. Now, gear hunting for me, maybe I've been extremely lucky, but when I drive this truck, I drive it, maybe, just maybe I take it to Walmart, maybe I take it to get some food, but mostly I use it for long distance trips, and that means I'm on the highway. That's where I think I would see the gear hunting situation be, but I don't see that at all. I don't deal with it at all. Some people say, you know, they'll be at like 1500 RPMs, go up to like 2000 RPMs, go back down to 1500. Obviously, if you're in stop and go traffic, your gears are gonna change. It's quite obvious. But on the way to the beach, I'm going around 60 miles, 75 miles an hour at very most. When I put my foot down, obviously it's gonna change gears to give me that power. But once it sees that I'm cruising, it's gonna change again to get you the best fuel economy. To the extent where people absolutely critique this and feel the need to go get a, you know, a tune, that's where I'm kind of on the fence, because for me, I've had, you know, nothing but luck with this thing. It rides smooth. I don't hear it like downshift, upshift, downshift. I think you should take in consideration what kind of roads you're driving on, right? If you're going up and down hills, obviously it's gonna have to change, right? So you can't be going downhill at 55 miles an hour, uphill in the same gear at 55 miles an hour, if that makes any sense. So I don't think the Toyota Tacoma is all the bad that people make it out to be. And last but not least, let's compare it versus my 2020 TRD Sport lifted 285s. You know, the whole shebang. It was a beast of a truck. I would like to compare it, but there isn't really much of a comparison there, because, well, one was lifted with bigger, heavier tires, so it's not really the same truck. But even prior to that, let's talk. So that truck, I was very, very interested in getting a tune. I was very, very interested in the pedal commander. I was very interested in some type of enhancement. I was very hesitant on getting a lift because I was like, okay, this thing already feels a little bit sluggish, a little bit slow. If I do this, if I add this weight, it's gonna make it worse. You know, I was gonna end up getting a tune. I was gonna do, you know, the pedal commander, stuff like that. So I didn't mind. But now that I'm seeing what a firmware update can do, I'm kind of like, I don't think I need a pedal commander. I don't think I need an OV tune or KD Max tune. I don't think I need a pedal commander. I probably will still do it for the YouTube, you know, for the YouTube channel, so that you don't have to go out and do it. But if this wasn't a vehicle for YouTube, right? If I just had this vehicle personally, I wouldn't do it. I started to pay attention in my last truck, so I'm paying attention a little bit more now, and I definitely think that this truck is better. If I were to choose my Sport or my SR5, just stock, I would take the SR5. Let me know if your truck does give you these issues and you feel like it's just an absolute joke. I'm interested. With that being said, it's been your boy. I'm out like an Audi. I'll see you tomorrow. Cinco de Malo. Peace.